Hey guys, excuse the Starbucks shirt. I literally just got off of work and I didn't feel like changing. But welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it's been forever, like 1 or 2 years since I actually posted consistently, but I am going to be starting to post regularly again. Before I jump back into just posting my normal videos, I wanted to make a video just explaining where I've been and what's going on and what's my plan for the future. And I also put a little question sticker on my Instagram where people could ask questions about what's been going on in my life or whatever they want. So this kind of doubles as a little Q&A as well, but there weren't too many questions, which I expected because I haven't been active on Instagram also in a little while. But I do have a few that I'm gonna answer for you guys, so let's just get right into it. So the reason I kind of became not so active on this channel and on my Instagram as well is just because honestly I went to college, and I think that's a really common thing to happen when people with social media accounts go to college. I kept trying to make it work, but it just wasn't working because I was just so busy, and honestly I was just so stressed. Don't get me wrong, my freshman year was good, we'll get into that, but I also had so much stress going on because it was just such a new thing for me. I've lived in literally Indiana my whole life, and then I moved to New York City, and it was very overwhelming. So it wasn't a conscious decision to not be so active, but it kind of just fell to the back burner along with a lot of other things, which made me really sad because I absolutely love the community that I found, and I love posting it on here. I love sharing my life and my recovery and my advice with you guys, and I love hearing what you guys have to say and your experiences. So it made me really sad that I kind of fell off with it, and so my goal this summer was to really revive all my accounts, get back to posting like normal, and then next school year I'm going to continue since I've kind of found my footing. I'm so excited for this next chapter. It's definitely been a little bit awkward restarting, and I think I kind of delayed the process of restarting it as well because I was just putting it off because I was thinking it's gonna be so weird when I come back, no one's gonna remember me, whatever. First of all, I just want to thank you guys so much for all the support that you've shown me since I came back. I literally was not expecting anyone to remember who I was, and although it's definitely been a slower start than how it used to be, that's very much expected. The support that I have received is just incredible, so thank you guys so much for that. I have some really exciting videos coming out next week. I'm gonna be posting a video that I filmed a really long time ago actually, but it's a week in my life at NYU, and I still want to post it because I think it's just such a fun little video. I definitely want to show you guys how my life looked in the past year, and I also just didn't want all the footage that I took to go to waste, so I'm gonna be posting that. I'm actually leaving for Italy tomorrow, so I'm gonna be posting a little travel video there. I'm gonna be posting some more what I eat in a week, some more recovery related videos, and once I get back to school I'll be making videos about that. I have a lot of videos that I'm planning on coming up, so definitely stay tuned if you want to see them. I'm just gonna get right into the questions that you guys asked because I feel that'll cover most of the bases of the updates that I want to give you. If I can find them. The first question that I was asked, it just said health. So I don't know if they're asking health advice or how is my health. I mean, my health is good, I would say, pretty much. I have some pretty severe tendonitis from gymnastics and Starbucks and violin and all that stuff. I had whiplash the other week, but other than that I'm doing pretty good, I would say. If you're asking for health advice, I'm not really qualified to give that. I'm not a professional yet. Check back in 4 years, then I might have some, but yeah, not really sure what was being asked in that question, but that's the answer I can give. The next question was, how are you doing with recovery at the moment? I believe someone asked that too. Yeah, someone else asked, how are you doing in your ED recovery? I really appreciate you guys asking this. I would say I'm doing pretty great, to be honest. I mean, I definitely have my days and my moments still, but overall I would say it's going really well. I feel college was so good for me because at home I could kind of balance restricting myself and still engaging in some disordered habits with my life. But in New York, at college, I really can't do that. If I want to live my life, I cannot be doing that stuff. So I definitely, like I said, I had some moments, I had some weeks and months that were a little harder, but overall it has been really good. I would say that my body has probably changed the most this year since when I initially started recovery and I had to gain a lot of weight because I was really in a bad place. It's definitely not easy to deal with. I definitely still really deal with a lot of insecurity, but I'm not going back to my old ways or anything. I would say I'm at a very healthy spot. I'll definitely talk more in future videos about my advice for recovery in college and things like that, so be on the lookout. Someone else asked, and the person who asked this actually goes to the high school that I went to, so I kind of know this person personally, so I just want to say thank you so much for watching my videos and following my Instagram and supporting me. It means so much because I was so scared to let people from my real life into my account because I thought that they would judge me. So the support means a lot. But anyways, the question that they asked was, how did you balance the stress of senior year and your recovery? And this is a really good question. Honestly, I would say, I feel like this is not like a good answer, but honestly, I just like kind of just remembered that like this is like the last year I'm gonna have in my hometown. Like all the moments that I'm gonna experience and everything are only gonna happen now, and I'm never gonna get a chance to relive this. So I just want to do like the best in my recovery that I can, so that I can experience everything that, you know, helps me not like restrict myself or like do other like disordered habits, because I was just like, if I'm doing those, I'm not gonna be able to live my life to the fullest, which is what I need to do, because this is like the last time I'm gonna like be here. And in terms of like stress, I think just like finding other ways to deal with your stress. I know that like is like such a generic answer, but for me, honestly, the way that I dealt with my stress was by working at Starbucks. That was just like my stress reliever, like my safe place. That's like so cliche to say, but you know what I mean. So it's kind of an unconventional way of relieving stress by having a job, but just finding like new hobbies, or just spending your time on like simple things, spending time with friends, just doing things that make you happy and relieve your stress that are not like related to like food, because you know, like when you do disordered habits and stuff, it might relieve your stress for a minute, but it's just gonna cause more stress down the line. So I don't know, that's just what I try to remember, I guess. This person also asked, what did you do to aid your recovery, especially without close people in semester 1 of school? And this is also such a good question. Honestly, it's interesting because I think a lot of colleges are not like this, but NYU especially is like very, you have to like rely on yourself, you know what I mean? And every college is like this to some extent. NYU like really is. I found that out very quickly. You have to be like very independent, deal with your own stuff. That was definitely like something that was a little difficult for me. I know like a lot of people struggle with this when they go to college, because a lot of times like in recovery they have like their family holding them accountable. I always had like my mom like making sure I ate and stuff. When you go to college, like you don't have that. Like you can do what you want, and if what you want to do is like restrict yourself, then you might do that. Really, like you can. But I think what worked the best for me was, first of all, just doing as much as I could in like the year and the summer before I went to college to make sure that I was like going to be in a secure place. Just really making sure that you're like working on yourself, doing everything you can to make sure you're in the best place when you go to college, because it is definitely a vulnerable spot to be on your own with not a lot of people that you're close to, and you don't have your parents there like managing you, everything like that. It can be like a big issue for some people. So just making sure that you're in the best spot that you can be when you get there. Also, you would be surprised how close you can get to people just in the first like few weeks or months of college. So the close friends that I did have, I like opened up to them about my past, and also I kind of realized that you can't really run from those people either. Like I thought I was really gonna like keep it under wraps and everything, and then they noticed like some things that I was doing that were probably like not the best, and they were like, Haley, like you can't keep doing that, like that's not good. Just like knowing that like when you're like living with people, they're still gonna notice that stuff, because also like if you're a girl, you're gonna be living with other teenage girls, they're gonna be very aware of that stuff, because most teenage girls have dealt with it to some extent. Just opening up to your close people that you do have. Also just like talking to your family like consistently, and also knowing that like even if you like do have like a relapse in college, that like you might be like safe now, like your parents aren't gonna know, like your sister's not gonna know, your brother's not gonna know, like your friends back home are not gonna know, like whatever. You're eventually gonna go back and they are gonna notice, and then they might like, you know, pull you out of school or something crazy like that. So I think just like you definitely don't want to like use fear to motivate you, but also like it is good to like know that I think that freedom to like do whatever you want is not forever. Another person asked, have you struggled with any other mental health issues besides your eating disorder? So yes, I have. Just being completely honest, I've been like formally diagnosed with anxiety, and then basically I always say that I have ADHD, and not like I'm like self-diagnosed or anything. Basically every doctor or like therapist or whoever always says that I have ADHD, but then I don't have a psychiatrist, so I would have to get like the diagnosis from like my doctor, I believe. Basically she hasn't like formally diagnosed me with it, because it's something about like if she diagnoses me with it, then like she has to like offer to give me like Adderall or like other ADHD medication, and she doesn't want me to go on that until I take anxiety medication, but I don't take anxiety medication. But they always say I have ADHD, it's just not on my record. So I say that I have ADHD, and all my friends are like, yeah, like you definitely have ADHD, which I know isn't like a credible source, but like, you know what I mean? Like I always say I have anxiety and ADHD, probably some other things that I don't know about too, but that's the least of my problems. And then they also asked about advice advice for recovery from anxiety? And do you think there's like a technique in approaching anxiety recovery? And honestly, I don't really know too much about that. I don't feel like I'm qualified to speak on that. I honestly think what helps for a lot of people is just therapy and medication. Like if you choose to take medication, like I personally don't, but if you think medication is helpful for you, at least giving it a try. I gave it a try. I didn't really like it, so I stopped, but at least giving the medication a try and, you know, going to therapy and things like that. I honestly think that's the best thing you can do for your anxiety. That's really all the advice I can give. I feel like I'm not as like knowledgeable about that because I feel like my anxiety is still something I struggle with a lot more than my eating disorder. The next questions about my hair was like, have you tried curly girl routine? Because I think your hair is wavy / curly. Can you talk about your hair care? What hair products are you using? I do have curly hair. I have it brushed out now, and in that picture I had it brushed out. It seems like I don't know that I have curly hair, but I do. It's just that somehow every time I post it is brushed out. I have found like a better hair routine. Shout out to my roommate, or my sweet mate I guess, because she has curly hair. I don't really know anyone else in my close friends that has curly hair that is also like a girl. And then like my mom has curly hair, but then she like did the same thing that I did where she like abused it, and so now it's like not healthy anymore. No one that I know has curly hair, so I never really knew like how to take care of it. I didn't even know that I had curly hair up until like a year ago. I thought it was just like wavy because I had super curly hair when I was younger. I'll put in a picture, but like it makes sense, right? My sweet mate has curly hair and she taught me like how she takes care of it, and then I met another friend in my hometown this summer that has also helped me with that. So I do know how to take care of my curls now, but I did it for a long time. I wouldn't say I have like the best hair care routine, but it's definitely better. I just use Function of Beauty, bro, that's crazy. Function of Beauty shampoo and conditioner, and then I put like the little like anti-frizz and like curl definition, like, you know, the little thingies that you can like pour into it. I just, you know, do a little scrunchy thing when you get out of the shower, and I always wash my hair with cold water as well, which is partially that, but also because like I've been dyeing my hair for like over a year now, so I just want it to like fade less quickly, you know, so I use cold water. And then I also have the Function of Beauty like leave-in conditioner for curly hair that I use after, and then I also use this like Aussie curl definition or something like that spray, curl refresher, I don't know. I'm still trying to find like exactly what works for me, but that's definitely like a step in the right direction from where I was, which was using like, what's it called, what's the brand where like it looks really pretty on the outside? Philosophy. Using Philosophy and like brushing my hair out all the time. The next question was, how's life going in NYC? I really appreciate you asking this. It's a lot to explain in like a few words. I can say there's been a lot of ups and downs. I've noticed that, I don't know if this is just a being away from home thing or if it's a New York thing. My good days in New York are like amazing, and I'm like so grateful that I moved there, but then your bad days in New York are like so bad. I've had like literally the worst days of my life so far since I moved away, but I've also had a lot of the best days of my life since I moved away, and the good moments definitely outweigh the bad ones. I have a pretty great group of friends there. I think New York is a great fit for me. School, I'm gonna say school kind of fell on the back burner a little bit, which was not good, but I was so focused on like my job and my social life. The school was kind of like my last priority, which is not what should have happened because that is why I moved there. But next year I'm gonna like get that together, you know. But overall, it has been really good so far. Very happy with how my first year went, especially considering how much I was like dreading it, if you guys remember. I'll be moving back there in late August, and I'm like still dreading it because I just love my friends here so much, and I'm gonna miss them so much. But I am excited because it's a great fit for me, and I do love like the people there. Another person asked, what's the biggest lessons you've learned this year? I love this question too. You guys are asking so many good questions. I would say one of the biggest lessons I learned is you cannot run from your problems. I kind of said this earlier. I kind of thought that like moving away from my hometown, I was gonna become like a brand new person. The same problems still follow you wherever you go. The things that you don't like about yourself, or the things that other people don't like about you, the flaws that you have, like they're still there. So I think that was a big thing. Like, yes, you can be whoever you want to be, but at the same time, like your real self is like the same unless you put in the effort to like grow. So I think I've had to put a lot of effort into like growing growing, and there's definitely also some things that like I definitely still need to work on. I would say that's been like one of the biggest things. And also I think I've just realized like how important it is to like be grateful for every moment and every like friend and like person in your life. And I know that like sounds so cheesy, but just like how fast this year went by and how much happened and all the people that went in and out of my life and everything, I think I've just realized like how temporary a lot of things are, but how like it leaves a permanent impact on you. And I think just like growing to appreciate that, and also like you never know like when something's not going to be there anymore. So just enjoying everything while it lasts and living in the moment, I think has been like a huge thing. Another person asked, do you do gymnastics in college? I do not. NYU doesn't have a gymnastics team or a gymnastics club. I was not good enough or healthy enough. Like I have so many injuries that I've had to do gymnastics in college in like a team, but if there was a gymnastics club, I totally would have joined it, but there isn't. Actually, some of us tried to start one, and then we realized that we can't even start it until like next year. So I'm hoping that, you know, we're gonna like start it back up next year and try to make one again, because I really, really miss gymnastics so much. But as of right now, I do not do any gymnastics in college, except for when I am a little not in my right mind and I decide that it's the perfect time to like show off my gymnastics skills from like 4 years ago. But other than that, no gymnastics. Another person asked, how is doing nutrition major at NYU? I don't know if you guys know this because I didn't really share it with that many people, but I actually did not go to NYU for nutrition originally. I went there for nursing. I just want to say I do not want to like sway anyone from thinking that it's a great program or anything like that. It is such an amazing program. I was in the honors section, which was like a super small program within like an already small program, and it was like so cool. Like we had so many like shadowing opportunities and so many amazing like guest speakers that would come in, and we were all so tight knit, and like it was so much fun. But I just realized that nursing is just not the career for me, and nutrition is where my passion is. And when I told everyone this, they were like, oh my god, Haley, like I already thought you were majoring in nutrition. Like what is wrong with you? Everyone kind of expected this to happen, but for some reason I just like wanted to go into nursing. I think it's because everyone always says that like if you have an eating disorder you shouldn't major in nutrition and like become a dietitian, because that's just like your eating disorder, like wanting you to be focused on food. But like I feel like I'm, especially after this year, I feel like I'm recovered enough to the point that I can like make that decision responsibly, and I just think that like that's where my passion is and that's what I need to do. So with all that being said, I haven't really experienced too much of the nutrition program because I just recently transferred in, but the advisors and everything that I've talked to so far seem super, super nice. I know a few people in the nutrition program at NYU and they love it. So I'm really excited to, you know, see what's in store for me, and I will definitely give you guys updates as we go along. Another person asked, would you consider yourself recovered? So I kind of like mentioned this, but I personally don't consider myself recovered, and honestly, I don't know if I ever will. This is like such a controversial like statement, but for me personally, I think it's different for every person, but I personally just think that I'm always going to be in recovery, just because my eating disorder is something that I've lived with for literally as long as I can remember. Literally like since I started having memories of my childhood, I was dealing with this stuff, even like before it like actually got really bad and I like went to like the hospital and everything. So I just think that like I am never going to fully live without it, so I'm always kind of going to be in recovery. But I think that I'm definitely like at a point where I would never go back to like where I was, you know what I mean? So I think I'm doing like the best that I can. Well, I think I could be doing a little better, but I think I'm doing very well. But I don't want to say that like it's never possible to be like recovered. I think it is possible for a lot of people. That's all the questions that you guys asked. I think that pretty much covered everything that I wanted to say, but I'm gonna have some really fun videos coming out, so definitely be on the lookout for those. I'm so incredibly excited to start this next chapter of my Instagram and my YouTube and get more involved in the community again, because I'm just so passionate about this. I just love this community so much, and yeah, I cannot wait to just keep sharing my life with you guys and show you guys my Italy trip and what my life is at NYU, and share my recovery advice and my experiences and hear what you guys have to say. I just cannot wait. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say for this video, but I will hopefully be posting a new one very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you if you sent in any questions, or even if you didn't. Like I said, just thank you for watching, and I hope you guys all have a great day. I will see you next time.